Good morning. It's a good morning. It's a cool morning. It's not hot, not too cold. Gonna be a good day. So I had a thought that I had to put out there that nobody cares about. But isn't it interesting that, and yeah, this is a COVID speech, that Pfizer lobbied, not including campaign contributions, Pfizer lobbied $5 million during the 2020 season. And I can't remember the exact statistics, but they did in the millions in 2019 as well. I'm pretty sure. And they're doing it again this year. But so isn't it interesting that you have all these medical institutions that they put all this money into just lobbying, not campaign contributions. And we come out with a bill that, our politicians said was to protect us and rebuild us. And what it really did was just give a crap ton of money to big pharmaceutical. So while they were giving us pocket change, they completely paid for the research of the COVID-19 vaccines. And then they bought the COVID-19 vaccines. So Big Pharma did not have to pay a dime into research and producing and marketing these vaccines. And then they still gained a profit off of it because the government bought it. And what I find to be most funny is, you have the Delta and the Lambda and the Beta, and you have the original, all these variants. And now you have, I think it's called, if I'm pronouncing it right, the Mu variant. And I'm totally entertained because with each new variant, the vaccine becomes less and less effective. The new variants become more resistant to the vaccine. Now, and what I find to be so funny about this is, like, COVID is, you can't cure a virus. You have always had to just go through it. You could take medicines to ease your symptoms, whether that's the flu or whatever virus that's ever existed. You don't common cold. You just go through those viruses and your body becomes immune to it. And that's been known in general in the medical community for like 100 years at least, if I can remember right. Don't quote me on the times. It's been known for a long time, and it's humorous that we spent all this money on vaccines. I mean, how embarrassing is that? That's kind of like going to war and then losing the war after all these years. This sounds familiar, doesn't it? Losing the war after all these years, spending trillions of dollars. Well, we lost another war. Like, you want to talk about America being a total embarrassment to itself? This is it. And the thing is ignorance is bliss. Like, there's so many people that actually don't see how embarrassing this is, that we allowed the government to spend all these monies, and we allowed the government to talk other companies who weren't lobbying them into blindly saying, yeah, get the vaccine and protect people and we can end this pandemic. Like, you want to talk about a total embarrassment. Here it is. It's a total embarrassment, a disgrace, and that we're all just like, leave us the fuck alone and let us go to work. And there's a lot of us going, no, get your vaccine or I'll sue you. It's like, you can't sue me. I mean, I'm entertained. I'm totally, completely, full-heartedly, spiritually, emotionally, mentally entertained. And, yeah. When are we just gonna say stop and all of us at one time just send our kids to school without masks on? When are we just gonna be like, look, the vaccine doesn't work. You can't cure the common cold. When are we gonna stop listening to a bunch of hypochondriacs? When are we gonna stop listening to a bunch of people who are intentionally ignoring science and cherry picking and making their own statistics? I forget what it's called, if it's a misophobic. I can't remember what it is, but it's a fear of viruses. When are we going to stop listening to those kind of people? Because that's all we're doing is listening to a bunch of people who are either ignorant, intentionally being ignorant, or are easily feared or hypochondriac over simple little things. Again, 600,000 dead. It's actually, if statistics prove correctly, when this virus has finally done its spread and leveled out, it'll be 2 million dead based off of the current population. And right now, that's not even 0.002% of the country's population, current U.S. population. So, like, it's time to, like, just leave this alone, quit recording statistics. I mean, you can record it. We record, heart attack deaths. We record deaths and disease for everything. The thing is we don't shut people down, lock people down. We just put up a news broadcast and scare them a little bit to pay more attention to their hygiene. We don't force them to wear masks or get vaccines over that kind of stuff. We have forced, not even forced vaccines, but they have been mandated in the past with under threat of a fine. But that was for much more deadlier things than a lousy 600 dead. I don't want to like sound minute because people are like, oh well, 600 dead, that's a lot of people. How about no people dead? One, no. And two, you're being a hypochondriac, you're being a melodrama. 600,000, I said before, is just 0.002%, less than that actually, of the population. I think it's at 800 now, but either way, I mean, it's not even a full percent of the population. Before COVID, 150,000 people would die globally every 24 hours. While a little over 250,000 people were born every 24 hours. And during the pandemic, less people were dying because we were all locked at home. So we weren't dying from gun shootings and car crashes and doing stupid things out in the yard. That less of that happened because people were hiding at home, afraid to go outside because they're so easily manipulated. Critical thinking is a big deal. People say follow the science, well then follow it. You don't need to be a mathematician to know that 1 + 1 is equal to 2. So why do you need to be a virologist or an epidemiologist to understand viral load, viral spread, and the basics of a virus? Why do you need to be a doctor or immunologist to understand the basics of the immune system? You don't. You learned a lot of this stuff in high school if you paid attention. So it's just common sense. That's what the internet's for. People are like, oh, I'll get off of YouTube. You do understand that legit epidemiologists, virologists, immunologists, and doctors are posting on YouTube. Like, you do know that you can find a peer-reviewed research papers being talked about on YouTube, or referenced on YouTube, like the news and the media is on YouTube. Like, just because you don't agree with what somebody's telling you, doesn't mean they're racist, they're sexist. It doesn't mean they're far-right extremist or far-left extremist. It doesn't mean, that it's fake information. This should be common sense. But, humans are humans and they have bias and they're afraid to change. And if they feel personally attacked or scared, they attack reality. The story of Jesus Christ being crucified by his own people is a story to think about. And yeah, so there you go. That is going to be my quick 10-minute rant for the day. Wake up and just quit doing what they're telling you to do. It's easy. It'll go away. You won't be contributing to the problem if you just quit doing what you're being told to do. Quit contributing to the problem. It's not going to go away until you do. Dr. King said it best. It's not evil men that's going to destroy the world. It's going to be good men who just let it happen and do nothing. But if we keep allowing the system to attack those good men and make those good men look like they're evil people, what do you think is going to happen to the world? Come on. What do you think is going to happen? All because we're out of war. Isn't that funny? We pulled out of Afghanistan, no more opium for us. Everyone's like, oh, we went to the Middle East for oil. No, we went there for opium, for drugs. And now we have this huge opioid crisis from it. And what's happening now? Oh, the family who founded opium is now relieved from all lawsuits. They can't be sued anymore. They'll pay out like $4 billion out of the $10 billion that they made. And we're pulling out of Afghanistan, and the Taliban said we're not going to make opium anymore. We're going to find other ways. So, and then what happens as we're pulling out? Pandemic. Well, our big pharma's like, if we're going to pull out and not get opium anymore, we can't sell opium drugs anymore, then what do? Oh, we'll just shove vaccines down people's throats. We'll find other drugs to give to people so we can keep our money. Come on, common sense. Common sense. This is a no-brainer. It's so obvious what's happening right now. Learn to think critically. Quit doing what they're telling you to do. Do what you want to do as long as you're not hurting anybody else. And no, spreading viruses to somebody else is not hurting somebody else. Let's just knock that bug out of the way real quick too. Every species on the planet, come on, freaking gnat. Every species on the planet, every tree, plant, every insect, every animal and human, we trade bacteria and viruses constantly, and we have no idea. I'm talking millions. It's estimated to be millions. We don't know about it. We don't record any of that data because we don't know about it. Our body learns what's good and what's bad, deals with it, and moves on. Nobody is intentionally spreading viruses and trying to hurt somebody. Nobody's consciously doing it. I'm not going, here, whoever you are, here's my virus, I hope you die. I mean, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. You don't do that. So why would you sue somebody? Why would you force somebody to get a vaccine? You couldn't do it. You could not inoculate every species on the planet to stop a virus. And by the way, that's the circle of life. Human beings control the population of every species on the planet except for our own. Don't you think viruses are kind of that check and balance on us? We get to be 80, 90 years old. It's time for us to go, so a virus wipes us out. Common cold's going to kill me one day. There's nothing wrong with that. When it's my time, it's my time. That's the way life goes. Quit trying to run from death. You think it's normal to be scared of the idea of not existing, but guess what? You've done it before. There was a time when you didn't exist, and now you do, temporarily, and then it'll go away again. Be happy, enjoy life here now on Earth, as you are, as you can, with some kind of stability. Be happy, relax. Play video games, watch TV, go on adventures, go on walks, travel the world, go on a cruise, start your own business, leave people to fuck alone with their healthcare decisions. If you can do it, if abortion is healthcare, if abortion is a choice, so is wearing a mask, the clothes you wear, getting a vaccine. Those are all healthcare decisions about you personally, physically. Vaccines are an invasive procedure. Leave people alone with it. We've gone to war for less, people. We've gone to war for less. Boston Tea Party we made an excuse to go to war because they taxed our tea. They taxed tea. Think about that. The English must like their tea. I like my tea. I mean, I'm English, so I guess so. Guess that's true. So anyways, like, it's you gotta stop. We gotta stop. This makes no sense. None of it makes any sense. Logically, logic dictates action, as I like to say. So let's just do what we want to do. As long as you're not affecting or hurting anybody else. You're not consciously spreading the virus. This is a check and balance on life. This is a part of the circle of life, the microbiome system, where we're constantly circulating bacteria and virus between each other as a check and balance, as a regulation to our systems. Some are good, some are bad. Our body figures it out. It's okay to have these things. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. What does kill you means it was your time. And sadly, we don't like to admit to that and have that happen. We want to attack people who give us that reality. Well, guess what? I don't give a fuck. I'm giving you that reality. Take care.